The stock market today, October 9th, 2024. What has been going on with the stock market? Have you noticed? The stock market has been going through a downward scope for the last few years. Over the last 45 days, a lot of that has changed. The stock market has started to vacillate in higher ranges. If it's down very little. We're not getting those tremendous falls that we were receiving, 300, 400, 500 point drops on a daily basis. Stocks like Tesla on the rise. When Tesla has been having one of its worst years this year, but it's currently on the rise. Companies that have historically done well over the course of the last half a century, not doing so well. Your Coca-Colas, your Pfizers, and even your Johnson and Johnson. What's going on? Why are those stable, what we call bedrock stocks, having such a hard time? Why is everything focused? One day you watch one program, they tell you, oh, put everything you got into AI. The next day they're telling you to put everything into tech stocks. An hour later, they're telling you on another station or another source, get out of AI, get out of tech, go to small cap. Has small cap really moved? I don't think so. There was a huge drop 3.5 years ago, over 3.5 years ago, a tremendous drop in the stock market. And I think the stock market has started to crawl or has been crawling its way out ever since. But not all stocks have participated. Be careful when you are listening to commentary in regards to the stock market, especially if you're being advised. It's presented to you as if though you're being advised, but you must listen with a very open ear. Remember, with stocks, there's a winner on one end and not so successful on the other. There are reasons why the stock market is participating in the processes that we see every day across our screens. The ups, the downs, which one company is going to be a producer, which company is going to be a laggard. Nothing rises forever. All of our grandparents have told us that. And it's true. Sure, AI had a nice little run over the spring, early summer. But do you really see AI stocks really producing right now? They actually dropped towards the end of the summer. Sort of in mid-range areas right now, but not the explosive movements that you saw early summer. What's going on, do you ask? It's a whole lot of areas that's causing the turmoils in our systems today. There is a activity that is about to occur that has been affecting the market for the last 45 days. You recently saw a 50 basis point drop in interest rates after years of interest rates flying to the moon. Nothing but straight up. No pauses, no reductions. But in the last 45 days, there has been a change. You wonder what that change is? Well, this is not a format to discuss it. But I tell you, you don't have to look far to see it. The very interesting improvements, the recent employment figures all of a suddenly sound very positive. The commentary on, oh, well, the market appears to be doing better. Is it really? Has the price of eggs really changed? I think there was some level of reduction in the price, 5 or 10% from whatever it had risen to. But the problem is the egg had already risen 40, 50% from the price it was. That's all part of the big reset. The reset is basically helping if you already have money. But most people that are in the stock market are trying to gain money. So has that egg price really been reduced? Has that gas price really dropped? If gas prices were $1.99 3 years ago and now they're hovering $4, just under it, I always have wondered why we put 99 cents at the end of a dollar. But I've always been told there's some psychological concept. Let's be real. Tell the truth. Why the trickery? Why the games? If we really want an efficient markets are not based on trickery. That loaf of bread that I just purchased 3 days ago, my doctor says don't eat bread with preservatives, flour, sugar, all of these different things that you can barely avoid. You call yourself buying a healthier bread. The price is 10 times the price of a common loaf of bread. Paying $6, $7 for a loaf of bread when you've got one next to it 3 shelves away that's $2. Most people tend to buy the $2 loaf. I really sometimes wonder how the companies that make the, $8, $9 loaves of bread actually succeed in business. But we've moved into a system that now basically specializes. They don't even want to show you the prices anymore when you go to purchase anything of any value. The perceived value that has perceived value. If it's low price, the prices are all, they're everywhere. But if it's a price that you're probably going to be shocked about, nobody wants to show you that price. And they try to make you feel inadequate by making ridiculous comments about if you have to ask the price, then you probably shouldn't be buying it. Well, you know what? For that, I say touche. Because if the price is outside the scope of what you really think you need to pay, don't worry about buying it. If they're hiding the price, that should tell us something. Stocks have been moving in a very interesting pattern for the last 45 days. Interest rates are starting to drop. The only problem is, what benefit is it for you to have a lower interest rate if the price of the product that you're trying to buy has increased 30, 40, 50, 60%? And the only benefit you get from a reduced interest rate is that you may not have to pay as much interest. Your principal value is still the same. Think about that. The markets today are mediating in the consequence of a melody, so to speak. Just appear to not want to rock the boat. We've got job numbers coming up again. We wonder if they'll have any value on the market. My suggestion is no. My suggestion is that the jobs numbers will probably be another week of positives, because we all know that those numbers that are exploited on a consumer on a regular basis are all clandestine. It's all trickery. If I need a certain scope of something accomplished in the economics, I can take the numbers up. If I don't, I can take them down. You may remember that scene in one of probably what America called one of the greatest movies of all time. I believe it was called Gladiator. Remember when the king put his thumb up or his thumb down? That's the description of what you actually witness every day when you read any information in association to our scope about the economy, business, and finance. I hope you had a great trading day.